Hey guys, Dr. Fisher here. Today I'm going to talk with you about my experience with my own ADHD. So I was diagnosed back when I was 22 with difficulty focusing, and it's been a long journey since then. I've been off and on in denial about it sometimes. Where it really hit me the hardest was in my relationships. Oftentimes, and for those of you who want, if you'll stay till the end, I'll give you my little honest opinion here on my Mendi headband. So, in my desire to be better, in my desire to improve myself with natural health, I have been through and utilized all kinds of different supplements, neurofeedback. I had training in school in relationship to neurofeedback. And neurofeedback has all kinds of different parts and pieces. Sometimes you can look at a screen and get some neurofeedback back. Sometimes when we did biofeedback, we attached different things to the brain and received information and put input into the brain, and that changed the brain. I used something called lens and a variety of other neurofeedback items. I'm gonna give you my honest review of this one though at the end. And so as I went through this process myself over the years of trying to work with my own ADHD, I have looked for lots of different items. I have changed my diet, avoided certain foods, eliminated certain foods. For periods of time, for example, I avoided dairy for 2-ish years while I was in school, just to see how that would affect my energy, my focus, my ability to accomplish what I was trying to do. And I've utilized supplements, a variety of different supplementation. I have been in therapy my own self for many, many years. And so what I've found is also I've used traditional options as well. Traditional options are ADHD medication. Usually they're in the form of stimulants. Ritalin's a common one. They have a couple of different variety of them out there. The difficulty with a lot of the traditional options, for example, is they amp your heart up, or they make you, kind of ramped up. For me, my perception is it I used ADHD medication when I was in undergrad actually, and during that time frame, I could focus for like 6 to 8 hours on them, but they made my stomach cramp. I lost my appetite. I had a lot of things that happened at that point in time, and so I don't really like the idea of having to utilize them again in my near past, where I was struggling with relationships, where I would oftentimes have a conversation, for example, with my wife, and then I would my brain would kind of shut down a little bit, and I'd have a hard time remembering the conversation. So I've tried supplementation, like I said, and there are a variety of different supplements that do help a little bit with focus. What I have found for my own experience, some of it's going to be a mental emotional piece, and some of it's going to be physiological. Typically speaking, when we talk about it from a clinical standpoint, what I'll often do is I'll use, sometimes we'll use a traditional option medication-wise with supplementation, with some practices in order to be able to get the person to focus. It's usually not just one thing that's going to help with the ADHD. It's usually a combination of things. Also, blood sugar is a big part of that. For example, there was a cool research study where they gave participants food during their tests, and what they found was a lot of times people have blood sugar dysregulation, and they did better on their tests with their focus while they had something to eat during that time frame. So all of that being said, as I have worked through my own self, this idea of what's going to best fit me, what I've found is there's no one best size fits all option. But what I have done is I've really tried to tweak my diet. I have made sure that I have some good vitamins and base nutrition, a good multivitamin, a good adrenal supplement, whether that be a good B complex. Eating liver is a really great option for that focus piece. And then I recognize, and I've delved really hard into finding the fact that a lot of my struggle with the ADHD, at least in relationship, was due to some emotional overload for me. So my nervous system was overloading and going into a stress response. And so I worked really, really hard at tuning into that and starting to bring that level down. And so some of those things in the past were helpful, but now we come to the Mendi, right? So what is the Mendi? Mendi is a wearable piece of tech that uses something called NIRS, a near infrared spectrum, where it sends a little laser into your forehead, and it measures the blood flow and the oxygen flowing into and out of the area on your head right here where the sensor is. And what I've found is, in combination with my diet, in combination with working through the mental emotional piece, in combination with doing this fun little activity with the Mendi every day, pretty much every day, for the past, 2 months, what I've found is, as Dr. Cody Rollins talks about, there's a Mendi pull effect. So on the screen of your phone, what happens is as this is measuring your blood flow, and you focus on bringing attention right here to having blood flow, and you focus your attention, what happens is the little ball goes up. It registers the blood flowing to that area. And not only is it fun, it's quick, it's easy. You just put it on your head, you click the little button here on the side. And what I have found is, over the last couple of months, in conjunction with all of the other things that I'm doing, my focus has actually really improved from my perspective. Now, you'd have to ask my wife that 100%, but I would say this is absolutely worthwhile. I've actually brought it to a couple of activities with some buddies and had them try it on, and it was fun. They enjoyed it, and it gives you kind of that quick, oh, this feels good, this is fun. And so I do actually highly recommend considering a Mendi if it's in your budget. It was a little over $200. I got it on a Thanksgiving special. I might put some information down below if you want to check it out. It's super fun, super easy. You can take it with you on the go. Oftentimes, for example, I usually do it in the mornings. It's one of my first things that I do in the morning to kind of kickstart my brain and get me to laser focus on what I need to focus on. And so, again, it's not a quick fix. There's no silver bullet in the ADHD game. But for me, I would say this has been a game changer. This really has allowed me to have some feedback and know as I was focusing. So for me, Dr. Fisher, I give it a 2 thumbs up. So hope you enjoyed that discussion on my own ADHD and how you might be able to support yourself with ADHD. And we'll talk to you soon. This is Dr. Fisher signing out.